So in the process of finding people to partner with, if there was someone who wanted to take a more passive role and not be an active participant, how do you manage those relations or including those people in your business plan?
I don't. I send them to people who are syndicators, right? I mean,
Right.
there are some instances where we will work with a um, limited partner, but that's in deals that are in the future. We're working on a development deal that will probably syndicate. But the deals that we've done so far, they've always been joint ventures, and it's always everybody's got some form of active role in the project. And we just like that because now the focus isn't solely on how much money we can make for the deal, but we can make adjustments along the way and make sure that we're improving the community. Because again, the people that we're targeting, they're usually living in substandard conditions, and we need to do things in order to improve them.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I like that because, like you said, if you have people who, your LPs that own 75-80% of the equity and they're expecting a particular amount and it's legally, they're supposed to get this amount according to a legal private placement memorandum, a PPM, that now you are more driven by making sure you meet those numbers to stay in compliance than you are saying, hey, you guys, can we take a little cut, over the next quarter so that we can actually make these units better than what they are currently? That's I hadn't ever thought about JVs from that perspective. So I think that's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest partners, and he's been a partner in every deal that we've done. I mean, the whole reason why he wanted to get into the business is so that his investments would make an impact, right? And it's not just about maximizing dollar or profit to the shareholder as if we're a Fortune 500 company. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But, I was on a call this morning right before we jumped on, and we were talking about, hey, is it time to sell? Do we want to refi? What do we want to do with this property? I don't think that LPs actually get to have that conversation just on a phone call with, a few of the people that they partner with. It's a much bigger ordeal, and depending on how their deal is structured, they might not have a say in it at all anyway. And I think there's one thing that I like to touch on, Heath, that you mentioned, and that was, there's a legally binding document. You cannot promise a return, right? You can say that you're going to get X as a preferred return, but if the property doesn't actually generate that, there is no guarantee. That is why the SEC
Right.
is so strict on the compliance piece of it, and they differentiate between sophisticated and accredited because there is real risk. Will the property or the value of the investment go to zero? More than likely not, because you've got hard real estate on the backside of it. But with that said, the risk capital, that top of the equity stack, that 25 to maybe 20%, depending on how you do it. I guess some people are going down to 35% in equity now. You could lose all of that if you lost the property and had foreclosure or short sale or something like that.